Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
to Livestream Takeover. We're here, and Matt is on vacay this week, so we are taking over for him. And in his place, well, in my place is Schultz, and in Matt's place is me.
Nice.
I'm not usually on the
Now-
left side of this screen.
So you're the one saying sorry, right? And I'm the one.
Yeah. That's better. I fixed it. Whew, that feels better already.
More comfortable.
Yes. So, yeah, Matt is enjoying the last of his vacation. I don't think that he is. He'll be gone for too much longer. So we decided to give him a break and not make him wake up at whatever time it is where he's at.
Now, did he have to give you a written notice for the vacation so you can approve it?
He did actually send an email with an itinerary, the whole deal. He was very on top of it, and I appreciated the. So I'm sorry, but I will be out of commission from blah 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 to blah blah.
He's traveling, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep, in Paris.
Like Paris, California, right here.
Yeah, I know it's like Paris, I think Arkansas, maybe. I think
Or Paris, Las Vegas.
Yeah. That's his favorite place to stay when he goes to Las Vegas. Actually, I've heard.
Is it really?
You know better. Matt's too fancy for that. There's nobody in Paris, Las Vegas that has a top button, let alone uses it. So
I know he stays at a Motel 6. I know how Matt is.
Very budget conscious.
Or whatever that what's that hotel that the Orleans.
The Orleans.
Nice place.
Ooh, that's right around the corner as well. Which I think everybody knows who you are most likely, but we should probably do the actual introductions and things like that. Ash is trying to do my show running for me right now. John Schultz is the person to this side. Anyway, John, you have a long storied past. Well, just in general, let alone RC. But
you just call me old.
Yeah, in the nicest way possible.
Where do you want me to start? I mean,
let's skip the first 45 years of your life and just jump into like the 80s when you got into RC.
45 years? What would that put me at? I'd be like 90 something. I feel like 90 sometimes. Let's see. I started in RC in the early 80s. Started racing. Worked a real job until HBI days. I worked for HBI for 6 years.
During the heydays of HBI.
Yes, the heydays when we were.
It was only 6 years.
It was only 6 years.
Okay, so when was that from?
You're gonna hang on. I gotta go to my.
You're gonna pull your LinkedIn page up.
Yeah, something like that.
Velocity Addiction. Thank you very much. He had vacation with 5-panel hats are accepted. Exactly. Yeah, you have to go to Europe for that type of. Why is it?
HBI. What was the years in HBI? They all blend together. I'm so old. It's just let's see here.
That had to be early 2000s, right?
It was actually 2011. I started in 2011. Yeah. Okay. Me and Rodney and Scott G and Sean Ireland. There's quite a few of us over there, and I worked there for about 6 years, and we made HBI what HBI was back in the day.
That was 2011? Are you sure?
Maybe it was 2007.
That sounds more like it.
2007 to yes.
Okay.
There you go. 2007.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, it's not possible that it was 2011.
Yeah, so, 2007.
Because let's see, what year did the Viterra Twin Hammers come out? That came out in 12? 11 or 12.
The Twin Hammers came out in like 11, 12. Yeah,
11
that's when I was at Horizon.
Exactly. And that's kind of when I first remember actually running into you a little bit on RC Crawler, because you had you had your own brand for a while as well, right?
Oh yeah, Rock Concepts. I've raced cars, all RC cars, my whole life, and my race cars basically saw the track. I was never able to go out and play with them on the street because they were track cars. And so I bought a HPI Savage to go out and bash. And us RC guys turns it into a race car. So I started making low CG chassis and billet shock towers, and then I started making parts for the gas trucks and all that stuff. So I owned concepts for quite a few years. And then when I was at HBI, it was just a lot to handle with working full time. Well, with HBI, I traveled. I was all over the place.
Yeah, you were doing the same type of thing, traveling to all the different stores and things like that.
Stores and events and monster truck racing. I mean, that's when crawling kind of started.
Yeah,
that's
2007 was the release of the Axial AX10, and that was like the mainstream start of crawling. And that came out around like September or October of 2007. And before that, it was all just like either HPI Wheelie Kings, which we were converting, or oh no.
Hang on, it's gonna take
Blind Guy RC, thank you very much. Hope you were both well. Facebook on workout. Congratulations. Getting paid to watch YouTube is the best.
This
God.
This is my HBI Wheelie King crawler that I used to comp with when crawling started.
So let's see what I can recall from this thing. For one, up on the front there, on the that front servo mount. Now, that is a handmade one, it appears.
No, that was actually, who made that? Our RC Crawlers? Is RC Crawlers made that? They started making like C-hubs and knuckles, and they made stereo.
TCS Crawlers?
No, they were out of Upland. There might be a sticker on here somewhere.
Is there a stick pack on those front upper links?
Right here. I don't know if you can read that.
I can't. RCP Crawlers.
RCP Crawlers, yes.
Yeah. RCP, yes, of course.
Yeah, my batteries. Oh, there's still a LiPo in there.
Yeah, that's what.
Sorry, kids. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. There's still a 3-cell LiPo right there.
You're sure that's 3-cell? Going back that far? That's probably a 2-cell.
It is a 2-cell.
Yep.
I haven't touched this truck since I left HBI. It's been up there on the shelf. But yeah, it's
yeah. So let's see. We've got what else can I notice? Those are the white Traxxas Stampede drive shafts on there.
Yeah.
I see a Novak Rooster crawler on the rear axle for your ESC
and motor.
Oh, you've got the brushless Novak.
Yes.
So that's not a Rooster crawler. That's their other ESC. You were fancy.
Oh yeah, metal gearbox.
Fancy. Yeah. Oh, now is that the carbon or graphite Wheelie King chassis that you were using as a comp chassis?
Yep. The cool thing with working at HBI, look at all the weight I have on the front.
Let's see. Hold on, you're frozen for a second. I'm waiting for it to catch up. Oh, just got stick-on tire weights everywhere they'd fit, huh?
Everywhere.
Now, I can't tell the servo. Is that a 5645 high tech?
5955.
Ooh, 5955, the robot servo. 300-ounce inches. That was balling.
Dig servo.
Okay, do you have a drive shaft slider dig, or what are you using for a dig?
This truck went through so many different. It's actually bolted on the back of this aluminum gearbox. I don't know if you can see it back in there. Maybe the other side. No, you can't see it.
Oh, you know what? I bet that what it looks like, that looks like an RC four-wheel drive R2D. The whole aluminum R2 transmission, if I'm guessing.
All I know is that the dig in this thing, it worked. Mostly didn't.
Yeah, that's definitely the RC four-wheel drive R2 dig. Jimmy, busted. Yeah. Schultz and I leaving batteries and things. It's Okay, so that is the crawler, then is the brushless one. Wow.
Yeah.
Old school, man. Masher 2Ks. I remember those beadlocks as well.
The Mashers were those were the tires that get used right there.
The Mashers are Moabs and the M2. Yeah.
So that I haven't touched that truck. Maybe I might take that LiPo out.
I would just discharge it and put it back in for historical accuracy. So.
It's probably dead. I should have checked to see if it was actually plugged in still.
Oh man! So you were at HPI. That was during the heyday of the Savage and the 5B, right?
5B, Savage, 5T. Yeah. Nitro Wheelie King.
Oh,
you remember that? Yes.
The Nitro Wheelie King. Oh my!
It was so bad that half the tires were plastic.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible. What else? The Vorza. We made 100-mile-an-hour Vorza. We did all kinds of cool stuff. So
yeah, that was some cool stuff back then. I remember a lot of, that was the magazine days, and all of us had our, you'd get your car action or whatever, and you'd look at all of the aluminum upgrades and spinners and nitrous and superchargers you could add to your Savage or T-Max.
You could buy RC magazines. Yeah, how many people had the nitro or the was it supercharged nitro engine?
Dude,
everybody I knew that had it, they said it was horrible.
Oh, I mean, I have to imagine. You could buy the nitrous kit, the supercharger, the Jimmy, thank you very much. Too kind. Much appreciated for the memberships, and congrats to everyone who got those. So I mean, that was the heyday. The Savage was what was going to get me into the hobby. Like that was what I was going to buy. I was at that time, I was looking at the magazines, and it was T-Max or Savage. And I was just back and forth and just read all the research I could do on dial-up internet and magazines. And then ran across a video of a guy who converted something into a crawler in a ditch. And I was just like, I went off that way. And then I never ended up buying a Savage. I never owned a Savage.
Really?
Not once.
You should buy one. We still sell them. Hobbyrack.com. We have them. I tell you what, we have abused, when I was at HPI, we abused those trucks. We used to go to Monster Jam and do stupid stuff with those trucks. We jump over monster trucks. At one time, I counted how many Savages I would take to like a Monster Jam. I would take like 20 trucks.
All that nitro that's why you are the way you are. Just driving around with all those fumes in there.
Probably. Driving around the HPI excursion in the trailer full of nitro fuel.
Excursions. So from HPI, you left and went to Horizon?
It sounds like I moved around a lot, but it's kind of like I was just with my people. When Sean Ireland left, I went to work for Sean Ireland because Rodney went to Axial.
And now Sean started his own company at the time, right? And that's what turned into Viterra.
Yeah, it was called Pure, I believe.
Yeah, I think Pure RC. And he was going to launch that brand, and Horizon just acquired it before he even launched it. So you just went to there and then just like blended into your new blue Polo.
Don't forget the khakis. Pretty much. And I worked there for, I don't know, 4 years.
Yeah, okay.
And then Sean left, and then I kind of did my own thing for a while. I was there when the Twin Hammers was coming out.
Yep.
And then their crawler. We worked on the crawler with Richard Trio.
The Ascender.
The Ascender, and I left before that was released. And then I good
call.
Then I went to work for Monster Jam.
Oh, that's right.
I worked and I drove monster trucks, the right truck. I drove around and I was a carny, basically. That's what my kids call me. But that was probably the funnest job I've ever had.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember seeing like a video of you just driving around this monster truck with bench seats in the back. And
my goal was to turn sharp enough for people to lose their phone or their drink or their umbrella and then go back and try to run it over.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good day. Like, I too would enjoy that.
6 hours of making people cry. Yeah, it was awesome.
Now, did you ever leave the race seat, or did you just have,
What do you mean racing?
The race seat in the monster truck. You just
I'd get out and harass all the people. I'd tell them, hang on to your stuff, because if it falls out, I'm going to run it over, and I would aim for it. Yeah, that was a good time. That was a fun time. So I did that for about a season, because it's seasonal. I mean, they only do it for 6 months here in the States, and then it starts traveling overseas.
Yep. And you're not allowed to cross borders, right? So.
Right. Yeah.
So after your Monster Jam tenure, that's when you went to Axial?
I did a couple things on my own, just kind of floated around and did some other stuff, and then I went to Axial. And I worked for Axial, from
it would have been
16
until 2016. Yeah. No.
I started there probably around 15-ish, I guess.
Because Axial became Horizon in 17, right? Yeah.
17. Kind of, sort of, yeah. And that's when I left Axial. But I was hired at Axial to basically help out Parker do AxialFest.
Yeah.
And when I came in, he left. So then I was stuck with doing
AxialFest. You just had to do AxialFest.
So I think I did AxialFest for 4 years. Once helping Brian, and then 3 years on our own.
Gotcha.
And that was at Cisco. That was the last year at Cisco.
19 was the last year at Cisco, right?
Yeah.
18,
19, something like that.
19, because 20 didn't happen, right? And then we had it in 21.
Did it not happen in the following year?
Or did 20 happen? Did they miss? Maybe we didn't miss an AxialFest?
No, they went from Cisco to Donner, I believe.
But I thought Donner was 21. It could have been 20. I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
Is it wrong I still usually use foam interiors? I catch still so much shit from our foam interior that we did.
Do I still have that truck?
What?
Yeah, it's right there with the interior in it.
I still have some of that interior. It's just in my Turks and Jerps dumpster.
I drove that truck, and it's been sitting there ever since. I just wonder if there's a LiPo in that one too.
No,
I'm not gonna look.
Was that a yellow Ecto? Or
gosh, your memory is so good.
Is it? Boom! I knew I remembered.
Oh, I did replace the interior. And there's no LiPo. You can't yell at me for that. This truck was just a pile of truck I put together to get points.
Oh, I remember. That was my truck was so far from ready as well. We just showed up and we're both see, that would have been 2021.
You're going with all these years. I can't remember yesterday. I'm old, remember?
Yeah. I think that was 2021, Rocas Roja. And
yes,
we showed up. I had a brazen scale ATL that I had built. And it just was, there was a body on it, but that was it. And I was just like, okay, we got to make this thing have some scale points. So we posted
I had no scale points. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we posted up at Crawl Space and we did our live stream and we just ran up a tally at Crawl Space to try and figure out how much we were going to owe in the end. Woo. Cardboard disc brakes. Oh, I barely remember that.
Still in there.
No.
Mine weren't cardboard. Mine was the foam. We used silver foam from the interior. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're kind of like, they're not even round. They're kind of squarish. Hey, but we got our points.
We did get our points. We got all the way there. And I think it only cost us like $40 at Crawl Space. We're just like this and that and this. And so
I think they were feeling sorry for us and kind of gave us the deal.
I think so too. Like, this is pathetic, guys. Thomas Belichick wants to know, what is on your bench, John? Is your room like mine, where in the camera view it is somewhat presentable? Everywhere else is a mass disaster.
Right here is basically where my keyboard usually sits. My laptop usually sits right there. My iPad that I'm watching you on sits there, and my flat screen I work on is right here. And there's nothing on my bench at the time. This was on my bench because we did Chili Bowl.
Oh, that's right.
We did Chili Bowl with those two cars.
Did I see you did pretty well there?
We did fairly well. Yeah, Jonathan did really well. Out of like 150 people, I think I ended up somewhere in the 30s with my sprint car, and somewhere the same in my late model. So yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, that was. I saw a bunch of coverage from there, even though I don't really watch much racing, but still.
You would have a good time at the full size show. They have a place called the Rowdy Corner or the Rowdy Bunch, and it's.
I don't know if I can hang anymore.
Hang day. Remember the old days at Backdoor when it would get kind of out of control? Oh yeah, that's what that was at Chili Bowl. When the announcer has to tell that corner to shut up so they can do the national anthem, and the other people from the other seats are booing that corner because they're making so much noise, and yeah, good time.
Oh my God, it's called the Rowdies. I see. You're done, RC. Thank you, Jeremy. 2020 AxialFest West didn't happen, but Badlands did. Okay, that's what I was thinking. 2020, I didn't think happened.
So that means 18 was 19 was the last year then, right?
Yes. 18, I believe, was the year that the blue Blazer came out.
Yes.
You remember? And you were up there setting up AxialFest for like a month previous. And
yes, every year.
That Blazer had come out, and I had one that I needed to shoot a video for. So I came up there, and it was there was like 5 or 6 of us that had those Blazers.
And they all ended up being submarines.
Oh, we found out that the most fun thing with those things is you could jump them into the water, and they were so big, like just such a big box that the air would get trapped underneath of that car, air underneath that body. And if you hit it with enough speed, you could hit the water, and then it would float all the way across before it sank. And then you
that's where I found out that the radio stopped working when the antenna goes under the water. Yeah. Then you lose all range.
Yeah, I remember that was actually, I had such a fun time with that. Let's see, Blazer. Let me see what. 2018, August 2018. I put out that video, and that was so much fun. I'm going to copy and paste that into the chat just because you can open that video and watch it later.
We were very abusive to those tracks.
Oh, we just beat the absolute hell out of those things, and we had so much fun. And like I said, I think there was like 5 or 6 of us. Yours was orange already.
Yes.
And I think Jonathan had one. Maybe Brad Perry, and maybe Revis was up there. I can't remember.
Revis had one. There was a lot of. I thought there was more than 6. There was quite a few of them.
I'm going to my video right now just to. It was. Let's see.
If you guys never went to the Cisco AxialFest, you guys missed out.
Yeah.
AxialFest, Cisco Grove was an experience. That was a good time.
It absolutely was. It was such a good time. So this was
Whose
this
was that one?
Yeah, right. So it was a good looking car too. I know it didn't do as well. That was obviously not mine because it had driver figures in it.
That was mine, right? That's
There's
orange.
yours, obviously, and then from there on, it's going to be pretty hard to tell whose is whose, just because they're
It
all
didn't matter.
going to look the same.
We all drove the same, so it didn't matter.
Oh yeah, this is probably mine. I guess the white helmet must have been the stock helmet, but we let's see, we just kept blasting through everything. I wonder if I covered any of the water, or where it was at. But man, that was such a great day of wheeling in general. I had such a blast.
And for that place, the Rock was,
here it was.
different in so many different areas.
Yeah, absolutely. You could go to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 5 of them in that view. There might have been more, but yeah, this is where we were floating them across. You could see.
Yes.
They're just floating.
I didn't care. I'm just driving it in.
Yeah. So much fun.
And that water was deep.
Yeah, it was. And they just kind of went across. Oh, great.
Just let you guys know, this part right here where it's driving out the other side, that didn't happen. Because they all started sinking, and we had to grab them with our hands and get them out. But once we got them out of the water, they just kept working.
Yep. And
I don't think we lost anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anything quit that day on us. Even after we went to full just crash up derby by the end of it, it was just it was quite the time for stock brushed 24 or whatever these things called, SCX 10.2s. But yeah,
nice bumper push.
And again, great times at Cisco Grove during those days.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. What a blast. So
there I am again. so yeah, and then Horizon bought Axial.
Uh-huh.
And then I left, and where did I go? Oh, I went to Associated.
Yeah, that's when the whole Associated thing started.
Right. I went. Rodney was my boss at HBI.
Yep.
And Sean Ireland was president. And I followed Sean to Horizon, and then I went to Axial with Rodney.
Right. And then Rodney left, and you stayed, and that's Horizon acquired him, and you stayed there for a little while longer.
Just a little, like 6 months, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
And then Sean Ireland was the vice president over at Associated.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me if you ever leave Axial, we have a project over here that we'd like you to work on. And that's how Element started.
Yep.
Me and Aaron Lane and Brad created and developed and designed Element.
Yeah, I remember when that conversation was all kind of getting started, and that you went over there, kind of started that, and then just kept going until then. And now you left there recently.
Yes, I left there right before Thanksgiving.
So that would have been 5+ years there, right around 5 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Associated, yes.
Yep.
6 years there, and I went to work for HRP, which is also Hobby Rec.
Right, and now
everybody knows what HRP is. They're a distributor.
Well, not direct. Everybody. People who are into it as much as we are. But HRP they're a big distributor. They're like a Horizon or an A-Main, where shops buy tons of different brands from them, that are distributed through. HRP has a number of brands that are maybe less distributed in the US other than them, right?
We have like 70 products that we sell through HRP.
70 product lines or 70
lines? Yeah, different manufacturers. So
right.
We have quite a bit. HBI and Castle and Savox and Corrali. Spaxis paint, TV Kyosho, goes on and on. We have quite a bit of, product that we sell to hobby shops through our distributor, as a distributor. And Hobby Rec is our direct to consumer.
Right. So that's now, has that site has that been around a while?
What I understand, it's been around since the 80s. They just never done anything with it.
Really?
Hobby Rec, yeah.
So that's like the actual just customer facing website that people can go buy direct.
Correct.
Right.
But their focus has always been taking care of the hobby shop and supporting the hobby shop and which I'm 100% for, helping the hobby shops grow. But nowadays, when I was with HBI, we could drive 15 minutes and find another hobby shop. Drive 15 minutes and see new hobby shops. Nowadays, you got to drive hours just in between hobby shops. So not everybody has a local hobby shop.
Right. So
which is kind of sad.
You kind of have to adapt, or sometimes you might have a local hobby shop, but it's only planes or only trains or,
or only drift or only crawling. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I tell you what, the drift scene, it's a good time. You'll never get it, but it's a good time. And everywhere I've been with drifting, the people are super cool. They'll help you out.
I know that. I totally agree with that. And the only reason I know is because whenever I've been to one of the drift things, all I do is sit there and talk to the guys because I'm not going to drive those stupid cars. I'm just getting
ouch.
But I've had so much fun talking to the guys hanging out there, and they're always fantastic. No. I'm just really bad. I don't know why. I feel like I can drift an actual vehicle somewhat decently.
We all can drift a rental. That's easy to do. even a front wheel drive.
Gigawatt RC, thank you. John, planning to go to any crawling events now that you can run any brand rig? You will be running a VP. Hey.
Beat the Creek. I'm looking forward to Beat the Creek. And you've never been.
I have not.
That's a good time. It's like 3,000 people.
Yeah, I'm going to go to that. I think I'm going to drag Dan with me.
You might lose Dan with those people. Yeah.
Dude, I know. I feel like I need to put an air tag in that spot that he can't reach on his back. Just to,
that's not a bad idea.
Like flea medicine.
The Beat the Creek's fun. There is Crawler and Coffee down here. I believe we have one this weekend. It's down in San Jacinto. I'm going to try to make that one.
Wait, do they have multiple events and locations?
They used to do one the first Saturday every month, but this year he's doing it once every 2 months, is what I understand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless he changes it, and that's a good time. They have a really good turnout. They do show and shine, not just for RC, but for your full size rigs too. Okay. So if you have the last one I went to was at Cougar Buttes, which is out by King of Hammers.
Right. And they've had a lot of them at Horseman's as well, right?
They travel. They do Horseman's, they do Hemet, they do Cougar Buttes. I think they did CDM last year once. So they kind of hit everybody's area, which is really kind of cool. And they're a bunch of nice dudes.
Yeah. Let's see. Joseph McCree. It seems like my local hobby shops are all only that is one thing. Like, sometimes, John and I have been to events, these dealer events and things like that a million times. A lot of hobby shops, they want to try and order from one spot only. They order once a week from the same place and they try and get everything from one place. Just like either, I don't want to say lazy. It could maybe be that, or it could just be time. Like they just don't have enough time. They don't have enough employees. They can't get anybody to work. They're running it on their own, like that type of thing. Sometimes it can just be that type of deal. Also, Horizon offers terms on things, so that can help hobby shops a lot. If they have to go somewhere else, they have to, they don't get terms. There's a lot of things that go into it, but that can be a pretty common thing. Back when we used to, now it used to be Horizon or Great Plains. That was the two, huge ones. And HRP has been there forever as well. And now, Great Plains obviously went bankrupt in 2017. And A-Main is coming up. So now you have Horizon, HRP, and A-Main basically as the main distributors in the US at least.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot or most hobby shops, I would say, probably can order from those three places pretty reliably.
Yes, absolutely. And we have two facilities. We have one in Salt Lake City, and we have one in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had an East Coast one.
Yeah, so we cover both sides
now
pretty well.
Didn't HRP used to have a third, like in Tennessee or something like that?
I'm not sure.
I thought that they used to have another.
I'm not
I can't
sure.
remember. Tower Hobbies is Horizon.
Yes.
That's like if you go to Tower Hobbies and you're on any product page and you just select the Tower Hobbies text and type in Horizon Hobbies and hit enter, it'll just change the color of the screen from red to blue.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, well, you can do it. I do it all the time for Scale News. So it's the A-Main has that same thing with a number of sites as well. Like A-Main has bought a number of brands and stores. Like they bought RC Planet. You can just take the A-Main part and change it to RC Planet, and it will just change how the site looks. Like it's a common thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes they just have different menu structures that allow you to find certain things easier or not.
And if anybody, hopefully everybody here goes to hobbyrack.com and checks it out. We are working on the website, so it'll get easier.
Actually,
it will get easier as you go. So
we're gonna critique you live, John. Why is this doing?
That's fine. I'm sure my people are listening, so if you want to, put some nice criticism in, that'd be great. But we are working on it. So, like I said, our focus has been.
Well, new arrivals is always the first place I start, just because I'm used to doing. Oh, it's got the pop up. I hate the pop ups.
Why? You just put your name in there. We'll send you stuff. A couple times a week, and you can see what's.
Every site
do everything.
does it. I'm not.
Look,
I'm just.
We got puzzles. We got reefs. We got what else we have in there? J Concepts. I ordered one of the. I ordered one of those planes. I ordered two actually. One for me and one for Jonathan.
Okay. Yes, I fully agree with that. I like that. I mean, that's fairly easy to.
The thing with me is, so there's all the brands. Yeah.
Okay. Diecast Masters.
The thing with me is I'm used to working with like a brand or associated 4 brands, and now I'm working with all these brands
with 70 different brands.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I would try to get you to use the Spastix paint right here, but the problem is you don't paint.
Yeah, exactly.
I even sent you a thing. Hey, you ever gonna paint something? Your response was no.
Why would you send this message to me?
I was just asking. Because actually, it would be kind of really entertaining to watch you paint a body. Almost as entertaining as us building those interiors in Colorado.
Yeah, our foam interiors. How much paint I can get. Now, I painted this room last week, and I'll tell you what, I didn't like that any more than the rest of it.
What color did you paint it?
I don't know, whatever this is.
Looks black to me.
It's a dark gray.
This wall used to be pink, and my wife used to yell at me, so I had to paint it white. This used to be my daughter's room.
Yes, that I could see that. I mean, especially since you have like 11 kids.
I have 4 kids. I have 3 daughters and 1 son, and sometimes I have 4 daughters. It really depends on the day. He's in the next room. I'm sure he's going to throw something at me here in a minute.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We all love Jonathan. But yeah, so, well, I mean, this site, when you were like, we haven't really done much with it, I expected it to be much.
Go back to your room, buddy.
It look. This actually looks pretty up to date. So,
Yeah, we have we carry everything. We have so many products, if you guys are looking for something, have a part number, look it up by part number. So that's the easiest way. And if I need something, that's what I do. And like a lot of our cars and stuff, we're changing it where you can click on the car, and at the bottom it'll have a parts list and a manual, so you can look at stuff that way too.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's a good little bit there. Now, this is something that you're trying to kind of bolster up a little bit. Is the direct site? Or
yes, direct. Yeah. Not to take anything away from hobby shops. We're there for the hobby shops. 100%.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's some places that just don't have hobby shops.
Yeah. Is this Corrali Punisher 4S? Is this new?
Yes, it just released. What's today? I believe it released Monday.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think I've seen this. Not that I'm super up with Team Corrali, but I was like, I don't think
I didn't see it on your news on Tuesday.
I don't care. I don't cover a lot of brushless, or bashers. I mean, so I don't check Corrali very often.
I've seen you crawl. You are a basher.
Yeah, right. Now, I know that you and I both crawl in similar ways often. And
my job is to hunt and kill you with my rig. Yes.
We've had some fantastic exchanges.
Remember when the Element Sendero came out?
Yes.
Me, you, Matt. There was a bunch of us doing that trail too.
Yeah, and I don't remember who all else was with us from the Element side, but they were not comfortable with how we were driving those cars.
I was comfortable. Matt was comfortable at the bottom of the hill. There was a downhill off-camber turn, like go back up, and Matt is just like trying to do this line so carefully. And was it you?
I mean, it's probably, maybe.
Comes barreling down a hill and just wipes him out and takes him to the bottom of the hill. And Matt's just like, sorry?
The satisfaction that he was about to have from making it clean. Nope.
Not going to happen in this group.
Oh, great times. That was Pro Line by the Fire 2019. That was the release of Element.
You and your dates, man. I can't remember years, and you're just like, bam, knocking them out there.
Yeah, I mean that was a fun year. Now, before that, it was let's see, I can't remember. It was later that summer, or whatever, or before the event, obviously. But I had come down and met you guys for like the initial look at the Element stuff before you guys launched.
We went to CDM, right?
Yes, we went to CDM,
and we just went right up the street for lunch.
Yep, and we went down up the street for lunch. And who else was? Oh, I think, did Thad come join us for a little bit? And he was driving a Venture.
Maybe it was me, you, Brad, Aaron. It might have been Thad there too.
Yeah, I think he came and joined just for a minute and had a.
Was Brandon with you?
Nope, it was just me.
It was just you. Okay.
Yep. No, that was just me on my own. And so, yeah, that was a good time though.
That was fun.
Because 2019 was a pretty crazy year for all of that stuff. Everything was still a bit in flux and weirdness, with the Horizon and Axial stuff still kind of like getting rebooted and all that. And then you guys were just about to launch, and you launched at the end of 2019. And then obviously 2020 was a quite the year for just about everybody.
Everybody, yeah. It was funny because at AxialFest there was a partial Element at the last AxialFest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Aaron Lane came up, and he was driving some parts and pieces off that truck, and that was fun time.
Yep. Yeah, because that would have been pretty early. Now, that last AxialFest, you were basically had already told them or whatever? Like that was your last kind of.
That was my last hurrah. But it was just like associated this year. I've already committed to do SEMA, and they were already planning on me to be there. I was driving the truck, and I wasn't going to leave anybody hanging. So it was just the same thing over at Axial. You know, even though I'm moving on, there's no hard feelings. It was just
Right.
life, and wanted to make sure that what I already was going forward with them was, followed through.
Yeah.
Same thing with AE. So
Yeah, absolutely. That was it is a small world. This RC hobby.
well, yeah, like I said, I worked for a couple different companies. I worked for the same person.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the first time I've actually worked in the RC industry, and I haven't worked for either Rodney or Sean.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of weird for me. But the people over the guys over at HRP are awesome. They're great people.
Yeah. Now, Rodney actually came in and he came into VP this summer. He was in town for he's in Colorado now, and he works for like a Land Cruiser or Toyota focused company.
Land Cruiser Toyota aftermarket company.
Yeah.
Forgot what the name of that company was, but yeah, he's pretty happy over there. Redline.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
And they were in town because there was something in like Stockton that was like a, I don't know, training or whatever that they wanted to do. So then they stopped in, we had lunch, hung out for the afternoon, whatnot. So yeah, he's not in the RC space anymore, but Sean, where is he now? Is he?
Sean is at Aiming.
That's right. He went to Aiming now. That's exactly right. So,
yeah, Sean Ireland is Aiming. Nick Walnuts.
Yep.
Tracy Hoer.
Nick what?
We call him Walnuts. Walnuts.
Oh.
So, Wally Build. Yeah, Nick's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
So, but he works over there, and Tracy too.
Hello, Richard.
Is Richard older than me, or am I older than Richard? We're about the same age, I think. He's got way cooler cars than I have, though. He rolls up at Proline by the fire in his right-hand drive. I forgot what it was. That thing was clean. Like, what are you doing up in the high desert with this? You're gonna get mugged.
Yeah. Oh, so he says he's 55.
Okay, you're a little bit younger than me. Not much.
Yep. So now you're there, you got this. How does it feel being not underneath of? Let's see, your son. You can't.
You just locked up.
Oh, you locked up. I'm just looking at what your son is typing to
you. I'm fine. You're locking up. I'm just old.
It could be. It's hard to say. But yeah, now not working.
It's your new house and your horrible Wi-Fi.
Pretty sure my Wi-Fi is solid, Mr. High Desert. Like, so how does it feel not working for one manufacturer? Like how are you adjusting to the new normal? Is it
fine? It's a change of pace. Learning what everybody makes and knowing that product is kind of a struggle. So instead of coming out with a release on this product that I helped develop and design, it's coming from somewhere else. So you have to learn it a little bit quicker than watching it grow.
Yep, absolutely. That's
so.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. I kind of will see that at times. Working on a project and watching it grow, or getting a new release and having to cover it in a video quickly. But yeah, you got to learn it. You got to look at it and just like sometimes you got to make some assumptions because you either can't get the information or it's not available or whoever sent it to you in the first place didn't know.
Yeah,
So
was it 3 o'clock in the morning when they wrote this? What's up with
yeah.
this? Why is it on toilet paper?
Who did this manual? Like,
oh, AI for sure.
yeah, we're definitely gonna find our first AI manual. I see it coming.
You guys?
Somewhere, just in general. I mean, I use AI a lot, but
I follow some of my past companies, and I'm looking at their social media. I'm like, that's all AI. It has to be.
yeah,
It's sad.
yeah, you're not wrong. It was something. You're just like, this looks pretty. There's things that at times have seen. You can tell where things were less appreciated at the time than when they, what they should have been. The social media and the early days of Axial or stuff like that was pretty awesome.
Social media is changing for sure.
Yeah, that's it's and a lot of times it's just the people who are available to do it, things like that. You just don't have the time, or the people who had the passion either left or lost the passion for it, things like that. You never know.
Yep. Yep.
So,
okay, question for you.
uh-huh.
Now we came out the new the H10 with the different colored bodies.
Yes.
You had that one that was carbon fiber.
Uh-huh.
Now you have the all aluminum truck.
Yep.
Now, in certain boxes, there's going to be a gold one, like a solid plate gold one or something.
Well, I promise you, no. I promise you, if I had to buy a bar of gold material to chew all of it away in the neighborhood that our shop's in, it would.
What? Your shop's in a bad neighborhood?
It's gotten better since the scrapyard left. I'll tell you that.
I don't believe you.
What? No, once that recycling center left, we redid a lot of our security and things like that. So we have new apps and things like that to watch activity in cars at night, especially.
Why would you want to watch that?
I don't. Sometimes I feel like there should be an age gate on those cameras. Like, Jesus.
I think the last 3 times I've been to your shop, there's been a major car wreck out front. And that's not including all the homeless, whatever they're doing. I can't even talk about the last one I saw.
Yeah, you saw some inappropriate activity when you.
And she was by herself.
John just pulls up and goes, I don't even know. I don't know. She's under the bridge, and it's. Musha, question for John. You race many different types of RCs across country. You see what genre may take a run in growth popularity, especially in racing?
Right now, oval. Oval is really taken off. Oval used to be, oval's always been big in Midwest.
Yep.
But it's starting to grow on the West Coast. It's growing everywhere. A lot of these off-road tracks, especially around here, that just raced off-road are now putting oval tracks in and racing oval one night and off-road the next night. It's just intertwined with the off-road track.
Okay.
So oval is I think is definitely growing. Nitro A scale seems to be getting popular again, and I don't know if it's because a lot of the off-road electric tracks are closing down, so people are going to go back outdoors.
Interesting. 8 scale nitro outdoor, like those that takes a hell of a track, right?
Well, we have the Paris. We have quite a few tracks around here that race it, but their turnouts are over 1,000 people sometimes.
That sounds.
They have the Silver State in Vegas that's inside of a hotel.
Yeah,
so, but that's huge.
Yeah.
Where do you see crawling going? Since we're on this topic,
I think that crawling always, it's one of those things that scale always corrects. It always, things right now we're kind of in the time where things are going back to this highly performance oriented area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will continue to grow for a while until it gets to the point, which there is points of it now that are already doing it, where it's just like it course corrects and people go back to something that looks more scale, right? Because things look like, Matt always calls them robot crawlers or things like that. A lot of like the scale trucks now that people are trying to go as far as possible. It's just like if they just built like the rigs that we used to compete with back in the day, it would still do better than what their cheater trucks are doing now. But they're just like kind of slowly going that way, where they could just the full like USRCCA or whatever it's called now, WRCCA, that still exists. I don't know if that will ever revive in the way that it was before. I would love it if it did. I do enjoy that side of thing. But I think that the benefits of scale they've been there since it started, right?
I see what I see around, especially around here, a lot of the bigger events aren't happening. Well, like UST is no longer happening. A lot of other events aren't happening. It's going back to the smaller scale. It's almost like you need to know a club or people that crawl on a weekly basis to find out where people are going.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that seems like that's kind of always a thing. I feel like we have events that are big events that pop up and they may exist for 5, 6, 10 years, right? And then for one reason or another, it dies off because, I mean, events in general don't really make money.
No.
These events they're not for that. So you just, at some time that people are just like, well, it's, unless I have this ridiculous love for it, or it makes sense on a big company level to support it, or a venue where these places that are hosting these events generally don't own the properties. So sometimes the property is either just like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. I heard a sneaky rumor yesterday about Horseman's having issues with events happening. No idea if that's the case or not. We'll see.
Even if they did, the parking lot next door has nothing to do with the park, I don't believe. That's why a lot of people have events next door, because so they don't have to get the permits from Horseman's. And even if they had problems there, I mean, all around that area, there's a place to crawl.
Agreed. So, hopefully all of that gets, because at the other side of things, especially with big events, for big events to be a thing, they need to be done properly. They got to have permits and insurance and all like those. I've been to plenty of, like, say, medium-sized events, specifically several events run by a certain individual, and traveled 8, 10, 12 plus hours away to an event, got there, and we're starting the event, and someone comes up and goes, "What are you guys doing here? You're not allowed to have an event here." That happened to me like 3 times. Once in Colorado, in Buena Vista, once in Canada, and then once in Missouri. Yeah.
I think it happened in Vegas too.
Yeah. So it's, it's just one of those things like, okay, I'd really like for the events that I'm traveling these distances to be handled properly.
Yes. And those events still happen across the country.
They do. Or internationally, wherever you want to say. So yeah, when we were in Buena Vista up in the mountains, and a park ranger just shows up and is just like, "What is going on here?" And we're like, "We're having an event." And he's like, "Who's putting this on?" And we're like, "Him." Goes and talks.
Where's him at?
So like, and he comes back and goes, okay, they're going to let us still do this here. We just have to and I can't remember what we had to do or whatever. Either way, it was just like the only reason we were allowed to continue was because the park ranger was just like, all right, just I don't know, don't be an idiot again or something. Like,
and a year later, it's back at the same spot with still no permits.
Yeah. So, but it's one of those things like those big events. Yeah, they come and go, and a new one has to pop up, or a small one, and build steam to become a big one, or those things. And you can only hope that. I guess the other side of things is sometimes events keep going but lose steam on their own just because of decisions, the locations, decisions, whatnot.
You'll have fun at Beat the Creek. Beat the Creek's will be a good time.
Oh, I think that one will. I mean, for one, I love the East. Like,
yes,
I mean, I say that until I go there it shouldn't be too humid that time of year, right? I suppose I'm wrong, but I think that event in general is going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. Kentucky is a cool part of the country, and hopefully John unfreezes soon.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm having this problem. I have full bars and everything.
Oh, yeah, because you're not on Wi-Fi.
I am on Wi-Fi. No, I have full Wi-Fi, whatever.
Wi-Fi bars.
See, it's Wi-Fi bars. I have 4 slices.
Schultz's internet is being delivered by carrier pigeon. Is Kentucky ever not humid? I know. That's my concern as well. Early May.
I don't know what's going on.
Early May is perfect weather. That's I'll take it regardless.
So. I think 2 years ago we had a lot of rain and really close lightning. Right behind one of the trailers, the lightning struck like 10 feet behind his trailer, and it was crazy. But
yeah, Schultz is definitely having bandwidth issues. I agree. Yes. So let's see. We've had Rangers, BLM, and local cops show up at our events, and we so far haven't had any issues with this. That's good. That is good. And a lot of it goes into being respectful to the area you're in, being respectful to people who have the authority to say that you can't be there anymore. And just in general, they're just somebody doing their job too. And unless you're in an area that is specifically going to be an issue and you just are courteous, things can go well. I've been at local events where a ranger shows up and the person that decides to go talk to the ranger is the last person that should really ever talk to another human, especially somebody that like somebody that just already has that authority issue. Just, they want to be president business. And just, so I've watched both of those things, both ways happen. And, in most cases, I could tell you exactly which way it's going to go based on the person that goes and talks to
Jonathan,
the other person.
If it's freezing on your side,
it's not. You're frozen on my side for sure. Every once in a while, we can still hear you, but your face is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I haven't had this problem. Nobody's on Wi-Fi here. My Wi-Fi's just got updated, so maybe it's you.
Yeah, it's me. Listen, I just got.
Maybe it's haunted.
Ooh, that could be a great new channel. What was the sprint car that you showed us earlier? What are you actually racing now?
It's a 5-star.
Yeah. I have. That's the one with all the adjustable arms and all that ridiculous stuff. Yes, exactly. Those rear. So they run. They do run some oval up here at Auburn Raceway.
And Delta, yes.
And oh yeah, Delta is closer to the bay, or is in the
Yes.
bay.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I think it's maybe they get mad if you call that the bay. I don't know. I don't know the NorCal rules yet.
It's over under.
Yeah. So but you know, I've gone up there and watched it before, and it was, I mean, kind of enjoyable to watch.
It's kind of like drag racing with 2 turns.
Yeah. I'd call it more
But
fun to watch than drag racing was.
Yeah, no kidding. They're still trying to keep that alive.
Yeah, that, you know what? That's are you drag racing at all?
No. That
Car frozen. Frozen. What can I make my drag car into? Ooh, that's a good question. When Schultz unfreezes, we will discuss this a little bit. Every time he freezes, I drink every time he freezes.
I don't know why it's freezing.
Yeah, who knows? Sometimes internet will just do that.
I'm gonna turn the Wi-Fi off of my computer.
Okay.
Which it shouldn't make a.
So
It's not. I'm not even using my computer.
The drag ship has sailed. Yeah, the drag racing. I think so. Drag racing in RC has existed forever, ever. I mean, I remember the actual drag, the rails that you could buy in the back of the magazines, and the motorcycle. Anyway, I think that the drag racing, the no prep drag racing scene was just perfectly timed with 2020.
Yes.
To artificially explode that area.
People were drag racing because they couldn't crawl because
mm-hmm.
parks were shut down. They couldn't RC race because tracks were closed. They wanted to still RC, and the only place they could do it is when we were having some kind of drag race somewhere on a side street.
Yeah, because you couldn't do it anywhere official. So yeah, it was just frozen again. RC drag always kills itself, and you know, it's just like any. I mean, even in full size racing or whatever, like it did get very expensive because you can't. You know, you had to buy the best motors, the best this, the best that, try to catch up with this, or new tires that you couldn't get. There was just, you know, but it's racing, man. If you want, you
tire
want to try
prep,
and get faster.
Yeah.
So
the tire prep killed it. People were putting new speed controls in every run. You know, $400 speedo every time they run. But the tire prep is what really killed it. Cars were sticking to the ground, blowing stuff up, batteries exploding.
That's
dry tire thing, but you know, I think it's already, like he said, it's already, the ship has sailed. I think it's already over. It's still going to stay around. It's still going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not going to be as big as it used to be, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you know, it's like all those areas. Drag racing is going to be around always in some form or another, because you get two of something next to each other and you're always going to drag race them. Like, yeah, we're always going to do it. Doesn't matter where we're at. From rolling down the trail, we're going to race each other, or we're going to, like, you're on the street or the trail walking to wherever you're going to crawl. It just happens. And so, but in the way that it was, and you can also just see that the way that the manufacturers were, like manufacturers that did get in it. Yeah, people will complain about how, you know, or timing or what manufacturers brought out. But like, if you're on that large scale, that's how things work. And if that doesn't work at all, you're like, that side of your industry will die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's why it died, and died pretty quickly. More quickly than just about any other large fad I can think of.
Yeah, it's like 1 year it was great, and the next year it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, and it was huge. Half the scale news was about no prep for a year at least. You know, it's.
We would show up on a local street down in Rancho Cucamonga, and we'd be racing for $5,000.
Oh yeah, like I'd go to a little side street here in Sac, and there'd be a $3,000 cash day. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of local guys, like whatever. Someone walk away with $3,000. So
yeah, and the big races were over 20.
Yeah. It's those are big checks. So
Yeah.
Yeah. How fast does it go and how much? No matter what it is. That's exactly it. It's
how fast do you want to go, and what do you want to spend?
Yeah, right. Like, oh, that's cool. How fast does it go? Like, well, 1,000 miles an hour. That's how fast it goes. Is that the answer you want?
I mean, I saw guys take their Traxxas TRXs and try to go fast too. And they run into curbs.
Some of the most fun activities to this day still. I very much enjoyed all of that. The sand drags, drag racing bashers cost too much for my wallet. Watching the guys do the sand drags, those are always fun. Full size dirt drags maybe aren't my most favorite.
Taking off. The sand drags are still there. They're doing pretty good.
Yeah, but they're doing pretty good in small areas because the problem is that you need sand, and most places don't have a lot of sand.
Well, we have Huntington Beach. They do it like once a month.
Yeah, exactly.
There, so, and it's more basher oriented. It's not really drag race.
It's run whatever, right? And so, that's I mean, I get it. You can have fun doing any of that stuff. I should probably stop drinking espresso at 7:00 at night. Just realized that I was doing that as I've. So yes.
Sorry about the feed. I'm not sure what's wrong with the feed.
I know it's always something with you, Schultz.
It's not me.
Like
I said, I got a bunch of slices.
Your Wi-Fi is getting close to it's bedtime as well. So Beat the Creek you're going to do. What are your other big events, crawling or otherwise, for the year?
I'm going to do Motorama, which is in
that's right,
next month. Pennsylvania, which is an oval race. I will be going out to a couple of the big A-scale races, like Silver State and Dirt Nitro Challenge. I will not be racing. I'll just be out there, repping Hobby Rec, getting some photos and stuff of like our Savok stuff and that kind of stuff. I plan on doing course Proline by the Fires up the street from my house. So if I'm not there with a booth, I'm going to be there hanging out with you.
Right, exactly.
I do want to do Crawl for Hope.
Oh, yeah. I have not made it to that one yet. That one's up here near me. And I think it's happened for maybe 3 years. And I think every time it's been happening, I've had some sort of conflict and have not been able to make it. So that's how
it was with me too.
Yeah, I don't know why. Now there is it's not called Squirrel Fest anymore.
Jamboree something Jamboree.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But it's not Squirrel Fest. Squirrel Fest was another one of those events you had to be at to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll still talk about that for the rest of my life.
You are not allowed to go anymore because of your wife.
Yeah. There's so many great memories from that. Just like I just can't. I can't even. Some of them I can't even repeat.
I don't want to.
Not on the internet or for free. No.
I think that's where I knocked the gearbox out of my truck, coming off of one of those towers.
Oh, that's right. That big crawling, like up in the trees. There was this great big long course that we had. Like you went from tree to tree and across nets and mesh and ridiculous just obstacles up in the treetops. Like I think the problem was like you were driving for like 20-30 minutes like this, and you got done and you're just like permanently stuck in this position, having an absolute neck ache by the time you were done with that course.
Or the one that went 4 miles up the mountain. We got so far up that it was just bear scat everywhere.
Yeah, and then we get there and we're like, and then it's just like, oh yeah, this is the end. Like, what? It doesn't loop? There's not a return side? Like, no, it just goes up the hill and then it stops. Like,
it was up the hill. It was like went up there and stopped.
Yeah.
It only took us 4 hours to do that one.
We stopped halfway through, left, walked all the way down the hill, went and ate, came back, walked about to where we thought we were, and then kept going. And it took another 2 hours. We're just like, this is the longest trail I've ever been on. Tom Bajak, thank you very much. Motorama was supposed to have crawling this year, but it fell 3, and they will be doing drag. Oh, fell through. And they will be doing drag again. Well, I mean, having crawling indoor is tough. Like you got to stack rocks and bring dirt and all. Like it's not easy. So
the drag racing last year was like in another building, and they didn't have very much area at all to do it, but they did it. They haven't had crawling there in years, though. I don't believe.
Yeah. I feel like it had been a while since it was around. So, but it was Motorama. It used to be one of the, back when comp crawling was a thing. Motorama was one of the events that was a sanctioned nationals qualifier. So, and it was always one of like the lesser attended. So people who wanted to try and get an invite to nationals, like sometimes that was the one to like try and go to try and get like a sneaky invite. But
right.
Yeah, it was it's been around for a lot of years, Motorama in general. Granted, I think it's like motocross and
it's everything.
It's
battle bots, RC drag racing, kids go-karts, arena cross, A scale, 10 scale, everything, full size, everything.
Yeah, so that,
and it's cold. It's really cold outside.
Yeah, it's Pennsylvania in like February or whatever.
Yeah. Last year they had to bring the dirt in. It's not me.
We need to bump up John's plan from the 5 megabyte plan to like the 20.
It's dialed. I have it plugged in directly into the wall.
Do you have foil on the antennas?
I don't get it. I don't have. I do lives with my company. I don't have this problem. I'm telling you, it's got to be your new house.
I'm pretty sure I'm rock solid over here.
And maybe we live so far away. Maybe there's like a fire going on in between since we're in California.
Now, you're far clear of that area, but have you been into the LA area since the
fire in Pasadena is like 45 miles as a crow flies, but it's on the other side of the mountain. No, I'll stay far away from that as possible. So. Oh, great!
I'm on the internet.
You hear my mom pick up. Hello.
I'm chatting online.
So when's the big housewarming party with flying cars playing?
Oh, you know what? I should watch Flying Cars here in the new house to get it all. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I like that.
I still have not watched that movie.
What?
Nope.
I
The last time I stayed with you, you said we're going to sit down and watch at your house, and I lucked out because you forgot.
You stayed at my house?
Yeah,
Wow.
couple times.
I do not remember that at all.
Yeah, you remember your cat was trying to eat me? I was trying to walk away with your circle cutter the last time.
Now, you know what's tripping me up is that with the new studio, how I have it set up, my toolbox is now on my right side, which is I did switch the drawers from right to left so that they're still, closest to me, but the top drawer is all now like the tools that I need the most are on the far side versus so I've got some I have some redoing of all of that, but the circle maker did make the move already. So
I hope so. That's your most valuable piece of tooling right there.
This I don't remember how much this was, but it's definitely got its mileage, even if it's not been from actually making circles. But yeah, Josh wasn't there. Nicole, she would much rather talk to John. I agree. But it's so yes, we've got a busy year ahead still. I think it'll be a good time. I mean, Beat the Creek is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, that's in May.
Yeah, the beginning of May.
Beginning of May, yeah.
So
yeah, if you guys out there are having any events, crawling events, let me know. I'm always willing to do some crawling.
Yep, that's.
I have a new truck on order. It's not here yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah. I hope it freezes with your face that close to it. Actually, I did add that to my internal Slack discussion to get processed through, and I think that when they put it there, they just thought I was making a note to myself and not something to be like, hey, push that through for me.
With the hat?
Yes. Oh, that was why the hat was not that we ordered more hats. We were out of hats. So maybe that's holding up your order.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
See, I even have a non-Vanquish hat on because we're out of hats currently. But
I go through hats like they're out of style because
I normally do mail call on this show when I haven't done that yet. But I finally got myself one of the new hoodies since I hadn't had that yet. We got
the
new Vanquish hoodie, and then
they look good.
I obviously haven't been doing a lot of shopping since I've been moving, but I did get one other thing in the mail this week, and it's not gloves, but it is a forged carbon fiber hood for my Rockabilly project.
Hold that back up again.
Hold, please. So, forged carbon fiber.
That's pretty sick.
So, this was done by Racing Case. He's been I think he's been in every build along I've done. But I haven't had time, obviously, to get this done. I have a 3D printed one on my buggy currently, but he made me a forged carbon one so I can put that on there. Now, I am going to paint this still, but he had sent a note along with it, and I agree that I'm going to paint it, but I'll probably leave the center strip exposed with the carbon, kind of like they do on the Corvette hoods for like the Z06 and.
So who are you going to send it to be painted?
I'm going to paint it myself. Thank you.
I don't believe you.
I spent a bunch of money on expensive paint.
You do almost everything. You machine stuff. You make 3D stuff. You make all kinds of stuff, but you don't paint. Well, that's cool.
It is cool. Yeah, that's even flexy.
Double side tape it to your bill.
Yeah. I like that. Oh, that's pretty cool. I might have to get that file from him. So yeah, this is but True Forge Carbon. He did a regular matte twill on the back as a backer, but I'll get that put on there. And that'll be. I designed the molds for the carbon fiber on that project, and then I never had time to do it myself. So he knocked that out for me, and that's yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you get some Lumeral or whatever? No, I did not get that. I got some stuff from Paint Huffer. Josh, did you sell the Greg stuff at the swap meet? No, I did not sell my painting supplies. I am still on a path to become a professional airbrusher.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. like spray can, one color.
This is technically a spray can, yes. What's the plan for the hole in the hood? The hole in the hood is set up for these vents. The vents are a separate piece, so that goes in from the bottom side. So that same vent file will still go right into this, so you'll still be able to have those louvers on there. But he did a great job with this. It's nice and smooth. Did a nice sanding job. But kept
How light is it?
So like 23 grams. I was
pretty light then.
Guess.
Hopefully it's strong because I know how you drive.
Yeah. No kidding. Careful with that crown. It's just CLA. Noted. I'm still gonna squish it. I like it. Great job on that crown, Racing Case. Thank you very much.
Glue it to your headset.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that. Gluing things. It doesn't fit mine. I could probably adjust mine just to make sure. So yes. Let's see. John, we've got about 30 minutes left, depending on your internet, how many hours you have left on your AOL disk over there.
I honestly, I don't even know what the problem is. I've never had this problem before.
It happens to everybody. You don't have to be embarrassed.
I just had the Wi-Fi guy out here last week.
Did he leave you any, or did he take it all
quarters in the machine?
Yeah, exactly. Go steal them from next to the bed.
Right.
So Matt is in Paris. I think that's where he's at. I can't remember. But once he gets back, we've got. He still has a little bit of winter left, where in Canada, I guess. But after that,
it's like 8 months of winter, right?
I know it takes like every time I'm like, all right, we need to do this challenge or get this done, things like that. He goes, I can't. It's too snowy or cold outside or whatever. But once we get everything back up, we're thinking about doing some very ridiculous, silly challenges. So
nothing's changed.
Some of them, I'm thinking that it would be a great time to try and get you to also attempt.
Me?
We have one planned with a Tamiya that I think you could handle.
I'm down.
You just have to produce a video somehow. You're gonna have to get Jonathan to help, and then you're gonna have to go to the local McDonald's to upload it. Use their Wi-Fi.
My VHS machine's in the other room, so I can get some video done.
Got the camcorder on your shoulder looking through
the. I'm down. Let me know.
Yes, we are waiting for the Tamiya Honda City to come out. You seen that little thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or City Turbo. I don't know what it's called. Either way.
Do I have to throw it off a roof? Or we're gonna across water?
We're gonna leave the rules pretty open on this one.
Like your rules make it like you stand by your rules anyways.
I always stand by my rules. There's just a different interpretation at times. But
have you been watching the Cletus thing with
the cheap cars? Yes.
The cheap drag race cars?
Yes.
Yeah, like that. Staying with the rules.
Did you finish the day one video?
Yes.
Yeah, I finished that here shortly before the
Yeah. Cletus is on his third in, or his third engine's in the back of the car now.
Oh, so good, so good. I'm really liking that challenge. If
yes,
if we go,
hopefully it ends up at Whitland Diesel's, like the trucks did.
I don't think that they're going to make it that far. I have very. I feel like it's just going to be in a very tough spot by the end of those, and it at least, I don't know. I think James has got that one in the bag for sure. Quick count question. I have no idea. I don't really. It's not something I don't think that that's something that I would try and use in a C2. It would not be a very competitive or a very good setup for that. So I would skip that if you're trying to do C2 in 24 scale. Have you dove into the 24 scale stuff at all anymore, John? I'll just wait for that carrier pigeon to get him that message, and then we.
I have a question for you. If I sign out of here and sign into my phone,
it should still work from that same link.
Want to try that?
Yeah, I'm removing you.
Okay.
John's internet is fantastic. Like Tom Bailey dropped out his 5,000 horsepower. Oh, I'm excited to see if Tom Bailey finds a car for the. I'm sure he will. I think it could be great though. The turbo kit on the Mustang, so good. TF2 3-link is garbage. Why am I kerning this? What is kerning? Oh, now I have 2 of Schultz. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, clearer and yeah, you're good.
Is this going to work?
It works fine. It's working better than your other setup.
I'm always doing on my iPad, so I don't know what the problem is.
This is both a better camera and better audio.
It's not even hooked up to my.
No, it's still your internet. Yep. iPhone XR is killing it.
Why do I have music?
Was 200 plus tabs of them. That's why he's got music playing. Android. I know.
What the hell's going on here?
Hashtag not better. You mean,
all right,
tell me
we're good now. We're good.
Oh yeah.
Now I can't read nothing because I'm so far away because I'm old.
We'll see if you're good. We'll see if that ban the kids, change Wi-Fi password. Oh yeah, exactly. I can switch over to my iPod video.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm sorry. This is the wrong entertainment I was going for.
Yeah, exactly. I just got a text from Dan Wilson, and all it says is, "You can never make fun of me again now."
Who, me?
No, Dan. Just text me because I'm sure he's watching this.
Did he have a bunch of problems too?
Just in general, Dan has problems, but
I know that.
Netscape Navigator, yeah, that's. I swear. All right, John. Well, now before I'm going to cut you loose because your stop motion video is absolutely murdering my soul.
Is it still happening?
No, it's better right now. We'll see if it stays that way.
It's talking. We're good now.
Yeah,
you're just like really small now.
That's fine. Are you rebuilding an Instagram currently?
Yes.
Okay. What is your new Instagram so people can go follow you?
John Schultz RC.
John Schultz RC. No spaces
John
or underscores?
I don't even know.
Of course you don't, because the
I've
internet is not your thing, evidently.
no. I've had some major. Somebody got into my social media
Yes.
and added their name into my account, and I have connections with some Meta people,
Uh-huh.
and they've never seen it before. Where I tried to remove him, actually a song would come on and say, "I'm never gonna go," and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's
Rickrolled?
going?"
Never
Yeah,
gonna get you.
yeah. So, um, I fought with it and fought with it and fought with it, and I finally just said, "You know what?" I mean, that was years of growing that channel.
Yep.
I mean, I had a lot of followers on that page, and I had to let it go, and that was pretty devastating. So right now, I think I have a total of 100 people following me,
Yeah, dude.
which really really sucks. I'm keeping my I'm keeping I got rid of Meta. I don't have an account on that because of that right now. I'm keeping my Instagram account separate from my Facebook account.
Hmm.
So far I haven't had an issue. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So um I just didn't know uh how to fix it. Welcome to 1984.
Yeah. So that there's Schultz's tag
That
is on there. Thank you,
that
Swoop.
They go, yeah, underscore RC. So that one I had to redo, and I also had to redo my Jeep one, which is XJ Shizzle 3.0.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Rodney
I'm
named
gonna
my Jeep XJ Shizzle, and that's how it stuck. So, but
I'm
thing.
I'm just going on to because I don't think that I've even followed your most. Oh wait, yes, there we go. 100. Where are you at? You're gonna break 200 tonight. I can tell, John.
What? I was at 102 this morning. You guys really like me.
Go share John's profile to your story and tag him so that we can help fix his broken internet ways.
Yeah, so yeah, so that was devastating. So
Yeah.
I've lost my Facebook page for a few days, and then I started a new one, and then I just kind of canceled all, got my old one back. And since I made that Instagram and Facebook separate, I haven't had a problem. So
Yeah.
hopefully that guy's name hasn't popped back up, and everything's been rolling smoothly since.
Yeah.
But I've been so busy at work that I really haven't had time to spend much time building my social media stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
You'll get back up there. It's such a hill to climb again. I know it can be
yes,
frustrating to even think about for sure.
yeah.
So,
Especially when you work so hard in the past to build up your Instagram account,
mhm.
and and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that is an absolute pain. I can Max Headroom.
right, we just lived that whole thing for the last 45 minutes. Thank you very much.
But it's was it Tom from MySpace that took your God. I had lost mine for 3 days here recently. Same type of thing where it had gotten like no, I didn't get taken over by, or it didn't, somehow it locked me out. My two-factor authentication and all that type of stuff kept it from being taken over, but it completely locked me out. Said my account was could not be found anymore.
Yeah.
Wild thing. And I went through the recovery process with Meta to get everything back and give them the codes that I had to get back, like my recovery codes that I had
Hmm.
saved. Um, And finally, after like 3 days, it let me back in. But man, that was absolutely a pain.
For yeah, and I know a lot of people don't understand this, but for somebody that is social media like we are,
Mm-hmm.
and you lose that, and you have no control about getting any of that back, um, especially when you have other people counting on your social media.
Oh shoot, that is not Schultz's thing. There's a C that's missing. John Schultz.
Oh yeah, I'm on my
SC
phone, so I can't see that. Sorry.
_ RC. So this is yes, that is how it should be. So thank you, Evan, for pointing out that nothing was popping up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But there was
I don't
enough
even. I mean, I think I got rid of all my social media on my iPad and my computer. It's all on my phone now because I just don't want to take that chance on losing it.
yeah, that swoop. Sorry, I misspelled it. Yeah, I didn't even notice. Like it wasn't
I didn't
until
either.
just like hey, but yeah, that's
I'm afraid to touch my phone and turn it sideways because I'm afraid I might lose connection. So the
Gotta make the
tinfoil on
picture.
my door is connected to a string to the living room, where it's plugged into the wall, and I don't want to lose that connection. Oh gosh, that's frustrating.
Oh, dude, I know it happens. It happens on occasion. Don't touch it.
Oh, I'm not. I ain't touching nothing.
Just leave it alone. But hopefully, we get that slightly bumped back up for you. That's the prize that's under your seat for joining.
And putting all you guys through torture of me doing the max headroom thing. Yeah. Sorry. Hey, how's this build doing? How's your build coming?
I don't have it up here right now, but it's I've got the trailer pretty much tacked together. I still got to do the deck for it, basically. A couple of other little things, but it all just kind of got paused while I've been in this moving situation. But I'll get back to that here very soon, just because it has been fun in a stupid, silly way. But looking forward to getting back to all that. The garage is kind of one of the next. Well, not. It's one of the next projects, but it's still a couple of weeks out while we finish the move, and then I want to get the garage in here, like it cleaned out, paint holes filled, and then painted. So I've got a fresh start, trying to make the garage look presentable while I'm moving in. Just because.
How big's your garage?
Not much bigger than my previous one. Very similar.
2-car garage in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
California garage, right?
Yeah. I have a 3-car garage, but I live in the high desert, so it's half
exactly.
meth
lab. It comes with the house if you live in the high desert.
Yeah, and the people that were living there before too.
2 boxes of Sudafed and a lab in every garage.
I moved up here to get away from the people, and everybody seemed to follow me up here.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's my killer Wi-Fi that's bringing the people in.
Yeah. So yeah, are you going to go to KOH at all?
Yeah, I'm going to go next. I want to go next Wednesday, and possibly Thursday.
Next Wednesday. Let's see. Is Wednesday UTV racing?
Yes, but I believe it's going to be Everyman Challenge contingency.
Oh yeah.
And I enjoy going to these events and looking at the builds.
Yeah,
probably almost more than watching them race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we're going down, and I mean the racing isn't even happening while we're going to be there. It would just purely be for looking at trucks, and then talking to people. So,
yeah, and the cool thing about King of the Hammers is that everybody has their own idea what works.
Yes,
everything's different,
which is very cool, especially in some of the classes like the Everyman Challenge, where you have to have a frame rail and stock style suspension or whatever. Like
Frame rail.
Yeah, and stock style. Like,
Stock style. Yeah, we have leaf springs, but they're this long.
yeah. Or it's still IFS. It's just $100,000 IFS under it now. It's still stock
Yeah,
style.
exactly. And last year, it seemed like a lot of the field was going IFS front.
Yeah, yeah. Um, they now the IFS they've got the 74 weld portals. So even with the
Hmm.
IFS, they've got good clearance and the steering
Hmm.
joints are getting good angles. So um, they're starting to be able to get some actual turning with the suspension travel still, and the portals. It all just kind of keeps building on each other. They're doing a real rock crawling comp at KOH. I have seen this as well. I'm looking forward to. I love a crawling comp. So I don't know who's putting that one on.
And what day is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
'Cause the last time they had a RC comp there.
Oh, the full
Um,
size, I
oh, it
think.
was a full size. Oh, right. Yeah, it's called Backdoor Challenge.
Yeah, that is not a crawling comp.
They didn't have that last year. They stopped that last year.
Did they not do it?
No, I don't
Well,
think so.
they haven't been doing it at Backdoor for a few years. They've been doing it at Chocolate Thunder, and they
They
were
call it
doing
the
the
Holly something
yeah,
challenge
the
or
Holly
something.
EFI shootout, if I'm
Right.
not mistaken. Um, and yeah, we used to. I remember when I used to live stream during the Backdoor shootout, and it was, terrible.
Oh, you don't live
So
stream there. No.
no. I would do it from home, just watching it,
Oh,
not
oh.
rebroadcast, just a watch along.
So
So
you watch the things flying and hitting people's cars and people calling other people's names and
throwing beer cans and
good
what
times.
laying each other out. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
well,
when they don't have the competitions, and it's usually just the locals going up there or the guys that want to be, crawlers.
yeah.
You have the guys on the side of the hills on both sides, and then you have those idiots on the floor right next to the car watching them go up. Yeah, that's me.
You're one of the idiots.
I'm one of the idiots. I want to see it. When you have to move when the car is falling over on its side, I want it to be in 4D.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember there was it a few years ago? There was like a big thing that happened at Backdoor Chocolate Thunder, and you were like right next to it or something like that.
Always. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember. It was
Love
like
it.
it went viral, and you're like, yeah, I was one of these guys. I was one of them. And
I've been there so many years. I don't even remember.
I
There was
know.
one that with a white Cherokee
That's what I was thinking. It was a Cherokee.
and a guy fresh build. He goes up and falls over, and we had to move over because it was falling towards us.
Yeah.
And the guy's standing on the other side, going, "Yes, I built this. It's the cage held up." And I'm like, "Yeah, good job, guys." It hit so hard on the front end that the fan went into the cage. The fan on the motor, sparks are flying. Dude, good time. Good time.
Yeah. Yep. That's yeah. I've had some the first year I went to KOH was 2016. And I think that was the first time that I met you in person, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't meet you before then.
I don't think so. Because I did, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first time.
Okay.
But I went down there and you guys had the Axial rock racing set up, and we were rock racing at night there,
Hmm.
and which was an absolute blast. And I think I was driving my Matzilla U4 chassis back then.
Hmm.
And it was so much fun. And then after KOH, the next day we left and we went to Horseman's, and you and I, Jonathan, I think John Carey was with us.
Hmm.
And I can't remember if Rodney was there too. I feel like Rodney was also there. And we did a bunch of crawling at Horseman's for a while.
Hmm.
Oh, Dan was with me as well. But
Hmm.
that was the first year I did KOH, and I was unprepared for the shenanigans, just in general, and how cold it got at night.
Yeah, if you've never been to King of the Hammers, um, if you think you're gonna bring a jacket, you might want to bring two, because it does get cold at night, freezing cold, and if the wind's blowing, it's even worse.
Yeah, that's
So you need warm clothes, a flashlight, and snacks, and you're good to go.
yeah. I think that's and the flashlight's a good call. That's a good extra tip for sure. I like to leave right before it gets dark now, and then go to a hotel. So
You want to get there when it gets dark, because that's when all the excitement happens.
you're absolutely right, and I need to be clear of that. I think.
No, you don't. Last year, Turkey Claw, before they shut it down, was pretty off the chain, because they had backdoor closed. So it was
That's
between,
right.
they had Turkey Claw and Chocolate Thunder was going on, kind of back and forth.
Yeah, that's
So
I saw Backdoor this year. Looks like they had a well, when of course we had snow the other day. What was that, Monday?
yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, a
Yeah,
couple
quite a
inches.
bit. There was a nice little frozen pool at the bottom of Backdoor. I was like, the pre-running looked like it was going quite well.
People don't realize how deep backdoor really is.
Yeah, it doesn't look so bad until you get into that dip right before the wall. Now, what is pine cones a I don't know, a analogy for or whatever?
I think maybe pine codes might be a code word.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but what for? I would like to know what
Oh,
it's.
I can't say that on here. It could be made out. It could be made out of rubber.
Okay. Okay.
You want me to go farther?
No. I think I can imagine enough.
Some of them have suction cups on one side.
Why is pine cone the replacement for that?
I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's all I see usually thrown there. There's no pine cones anywhere around there. But
Pine
that's what
cone
usually gets
extreme.
thrown.
That's pineapple MX304, not pine cones.
Oh.
This is a very sus conversation, guys. Yeah, I mean, yeah. New topic.
I wish you were coming out. I wish you were coming out next week.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I could take you guys around the Jeep.
As much as I would also like to, I'm trying to get down there, get some work done, and then get back home to get, for one, the move finished, and yeah, that's the most important thing.
When are you going to finish this up? You haven't done the second video yet on it, have you?
I've done a second video. I haven't done a third. So
you got the axles, right?
I do have the Racer's Edge axle, Edge aluminum axles.
Okay, I want to make sure you got those.
Yep, those are there, and they're next to that truck and trailer currently. So that will be.
I'm kind of geeking out on that truck. So
it's more fun than it should be. It's very hard to explain why those are fun. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I have this. I have the Racer's Edge trailer hitch on the back, which is an aluminum upgrade, and now I have a trailer.
Is that the Archfield Drive Bulldog?
No, this is the Bold. Their new Bold trailer.
Bold?
Bold. It's our brand. It's got lights on it. It's got lights on it and everything.
Got a 9-volt stuck in there somewhere?
No, two double A's. Or triple A's. But I don't know why I'm so geeked out over that thing. I put my truck on it, and I haven't driven it in the dirt yet, but it's so rad.
I can't explain it either, and it's one of those things, like, I don't know. It's
Whoa, I mean, what next? Are we gonna start liking the?
Yeah, an absolute idiot, someone who has done something completely don't deserve to be called a pine cone. Just going or more harsh. Yeah, okay. That all tracks. Kind of.
So I took it the wrong direction, but it was the right
still
direction.
Correct. Yeah, the
Correct.
right.
Okay.
Still the right. All right, Schulte. Well, I appreciate you filling in for a little bit. Thanks for
absolutely
joining
anytime.
us. You guys can
I
go
apologize
to
for the screwed up.
Yeah, of course. John Schultz, one word _RC for his Instagram. Help him there. Share his profile around. We'll help get Schultz, built a little bit back up.
Whoa! Careful on the share around. You think I'm just yeah? Share me around.
Yeah, exactly. He who doesn't mind, trust me.
I apologize, everybody, for the whatever that was going on, but
and then yeah, well, I'm sure I probably won't see you until Beat the Creek though. So
you never know.
Unless you're up this way.
If I'm up that way, you'll know I stopped by for lunch.
Yeah, or you can stay. You can stay with me again, like always. But yeah, make it up this way. There's plenty of things you should go see up here.
Cool. Let me know how my hat's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bump that in my Slack conversation. Get that push through.
should I go over your head? Just go to Dan.
Yeah, that's who it's supposed to go to anyway. So yes, Dan should be watching anyway. Dan,
he's commenting right now.
Yeah, there you go. So I need to get a truck sent to Schultz. So help me make that happen.
Fiber. You
don't get to pick. Actually, Dan, open up whatever you send to Schultz and make sure there's not carbon. Make sure there's not carbon in there.
Orange. It has to be orange. Gotta match everything else.
That's actually a good call. And it's Fast and Furious. It's ish. Fast and the Fury-ish.
Kind of like Toyota-ish.
Yes. Not exactly a cruiser, but it's all right. Well, thank you again, John. Everybody,
anytime.
Go follow, help out Mr. Schultz. I'm gonna try and get some work done here before I wrap it up for the evening, though. So appreciate everybody for joining again on a Wednesday. Matt misses you. I'm pretty sure, at least. And
his internet's better.
Yeah, exactly. As Matt says, love you, bye.